God, I mean, so much has happened since 2012, but it was incredible back then because to win the first championship was obviously what I kind of dreamed of as a kid, and to have been I was just a kid who went watching motor racing with my dad, watching John Cleland and the guys racing back in kind of like 94, 95, and up until that point there had only been two Scottish drivers that had won the British Touring Car Championship. Cleland, who was my hero growing up, and then obviously Jim Clark as well, back with the Lotus Cortina. So to be able to join that kind of very elite group was very special, something that I'm really, really proud of. And then to obviously we sit here now 2017 with another two championships, which is kind of beyond my wildest dreams, but 3 championships is great. I'm as hungry and as passionate as ever. Still trying to improve, still trying to find the next little bit to try and win it again for a 4th time and see if we can equal Andy Rouse's record. Yeah, I mean, I'd actually started working at Knockhill when I was 16. It was quite strange because I had a race licence for karting, and then I got my National B race licence for car racing, but I'd never raced. I was still doing a little bit of karting at the time. So I had this kind of really strange scenario where I was instructing during the day, people to in the experience days and things for the race cars and the rally cars, but I wasn't old enough to get to the circuit myself in my own car, so I had to get a lift up in the morning by my mum, then go driving and instructing in all these cool cars in the day, and then get a lift home at night. So it was a kind of strange way to to get that foray into motorsport, I guess. But yeah, first race car was a little Fiesta XR2, which would have been from like 87, 88, little 1600, Fiesta XR2, one make championship in Scotland. And it was like kind of apple green, this car, you couldn't miss it. But I just hired it, and I've never owned a race car in my life. I've just kind of ended up bouncing from one thing to the next, and it was quite strange because at that time at Knockhill, there was a lot of the instructors were racing in the XR2 series. It was kind of strong little national series, it was good, kind of like 30 cars. And my boss at Knockhill was Ian Forrest, who used to race touring cars back in kind of late 80s, early 90s. Raced with ProDrive in a BMW M3, which Ian was great. He was a great boss at the time instructing, but the cars were famous because he had Drambuie sponsorship, and when he raced back in the 70s, it was the Drambuie Imp, the Hillman Imp, which was quite a kind of famous car from those kind of special saloons at the time. Then he carried that livery into touring cars. So, but he by that time he's well into his 50s. He was racing this XR2, and we had. He'd put me through my ARDS test, he'd obviously employ me to go instructing, and then all of a sudden I was bashing wing mirrors with him on track, and it made for an interesting Monday morning back at work. But yeah, it was all good fun. Yeah. First British touring car race was Brands Hatch, 2006. Well, I say that's my first race, but actually I raced a production touring car in 2001 at Knockhill, but that was just a one-off. But that was when it was a split class, so you had like the egg sponsored kind of Astras and things like that in the kind of main class, and the production class was kind of making up the numbers. So I did theoretically debut in 2001 in a Ford Focus, but actually I count my proper debut as 2006 with the Honda Integra. So Matt had just won his first championship in 2005. I got into the team over the winter of 2005, so he was defending champion, reigning champion, first independent to ever win a championship. There's all this kind of going around with Matt, and then you've got this kind of unknown Scottish boy in the other car. But hey, it was I kind of got going. I think I finished 4th my debut year in 2006. So it wasn't a bad opening stint. First win was in my first season. Quite early on, I think it was 4th round, would have been 3rd round of the championship at Oulton Park, race 1 at Oulton Park. That was my first win, and yeah, it was I kind of felt that I couldn't get the car off the line to start, because it was the touring car was so alien to anything else. I never made great starts in those first few meetings, and then once I figured out to get it off the line, we're okay, and we kind of made a lot of progress as the year went on. But yeah, one race, 1 at Oulton Park, and yeah, it was just like this kind of wow moment of seeing everyone kind of waving and clapping and thinking, God, it was only like 10 years ago where that was me kind of like stood on the side doing that as well as like a wee boy with my autographs and my posters and things like that. So yeah, really special. It's one of these strange things because cars move on so much. What we've got now is great. People talk about super touring and all the rest of it, but it was, the game does move on in kind of so many different ways. Okay, it'd be fantastic to drive the last of the super tourers, kind of like 2000, but in terms of competitiveness, it's pretty mega now. When you've got everyone on the same tyre. I mean, back then there's tyre war and things like that would have been quite cool, but only quite cool if you were getting the factory tyres. I don't know. You know what? I would just go back to 66 and race a Lotus Cortina because I think they're the most fun things in the world. We're doing a little bit of that now, racing at Goodwood, and I think it's great because I think there's so much more of it is about driver skill and being able to overdrive the car in a good way, whereas now it's so much about the engineering and unless you've got every single one of your ducks in order, you're not going to be anywhere in touring cars, and whether that's right team, right engines, right this, that and the next thing. Whereas I think there's a little bit more flair back then, shall we say, from the driving point of view, and you could, the tyres were so bad, the old radios and things, you could actually have a bit more input as a driver. So yeah, that'd be where I would go.